Let's see if this thing's working. The sound. Yep, I could already hear it. Let's see if this thing's working. The sound. Yep, I could already hear it. Gone. So I want to start off by saying Kal Halal Yamla, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham Reka Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth and who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the Akim that is spread around the four corners of the earth, spreading this word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm the brother Kwatas Sayan, coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai with another lesson. And Lord willing, this video is edifying. Yeah, so what I got here is a video of a activist, a Congolese activist, that was caught here in Holland stealing some of the artifacts that were taken in during slavery in his how you call it, in his land. So this activist, he is going around Europe in all kind of museums, taping himself, taking back what belongs to his people. So basically he's making a statement, but he doesn't need to do that because these people, they're not going to willingly give you your stuff back. He has to beg for it, he has to ask for it, he has to steal it, but that's not the way it should be, because he has to give it himself. Esau, the so-called white man, which he is red, actually, he's translucent, his skin is translucent, so you can see his blood through his skin. He should willingly give you your things back, and that's what the Most High is gonna take care of, But nowadays, if you go to take back what's rightfully yours, you're gonna get in a whole lot of trouble, man. But he is just trying to make a point. But now he has to come to the court in several countries, because he's going around doing this in several countries. But without further ado, I'm gonna play a bit of this video so you can understand what I'm talking about.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the African Diaspora News channel. I'm Marie. So there is a story about a black activists who have been recently arrested for taking a statue out of a Dutch museum. One of them is known as Mazulu Diabanza. He is Congolese, and he said he walked into this museum in the Netherlands and took out a statue and said it's time to reclaim our things that were stolen during the colonial times. They looted us, they stole from us. But let me read for you the full article. From ABC News, it read, Black activists take Congolese statue from Dutch museum. In an action streamed live on Facebook, a group of activists took a Congolese funeral statue from a Dutch museum, saying they were recovering art looted during the colonial era. The activists were quickly arrested and the statue returned undamaged, the museum said on Friday. The African Museum said in a statement that the statue was removed Thursday from the museum located in Berg-en-Dal near the eastern Dutch city of Nijmegen. One of the black rights activists, Mazulu Diabanza, said in a post on Facebook that the removal of the statue was part of the recovery of artworks that were all acquired by looting, robbery, violence in the colonial times. The incident came amid continuing anger at the symbols of colonialism and slavery in the United States and Europe after George Floyd's death while in police custody led to global protests against racial injustice. The statue action in the Netherlands came the day that the prosecutors in the neighboring Belgium said that a tooth presumed to be from Congolese independence hero Patrice Lumumba would soon be handed back to his relatives after years of lobbying efforts. In June, 5 protesters, including Congo-born Diabanza Mwazulu, were stopped before they could leave the Kwai Branly Museum in Paris with a 19th century African funeral pole and placed under investigation by French prosecutors. The Dutch museum said that to avoid a conflict that could have caused damage to the statue, its security officers did not prevent activists from leaving the building with the artifact as they knew police were nearby. The Facebook live stream ended with police handcuffing one of the activists on a road near the museum. Diabanza did not immediately respond to a message seeking comment that was left on his cell phone voicemail that Friday. The Africa Museum is part of a group of Dutch museums that last year published a set of principles for handling claims on cultural objects of their collection. In their collection, a spokesperson for the museum could not immediately be reached for a
I'm gonna put the link of this video. I'm gonna put in the description box of my video so you could take your time and watch this. But basically, he got apprehended for taking the artifact, and now he has to come in court. So that's what you got to do in this world, in his system. You want to take something that rightfully belongs to you. You want to take it back because they stole it. They plundered Africa, and you get confounded. You have to pay to see your own things in the museum. That's not how it's supposed to be, man, because he is the one that stole everything. Let me see. I have another one. This is the Dutch version where they explain to little children, because it's a NOS youth journal, youth broadcast. So they explain what happened, that this man, he took the statue in Dutch. I'm gonna put this link also in the description box, and I might just upload it for the Dutch viewers. They explain and they admit that they were plundering Africa also, and that it's not right, but this is not the way to do it. There are rules and sanctions and certain ways that this is being properly, how you call it? This is probably being taken care of in the right manner. Let me play a little bit of this part.
Diamanten. Daar kon veel geld mee verdiend worden. Daar grondstoffen. Zo in Afrika. In die periode waren in Afrika veel populaire grondstoffen, zoals cacao, katoen en diamanten. Daar kon veel geld mee verdiend worden. Europeanen waren hier erg in geïnteresseerd en veroverden Afrikaanse landen om de grondstoffen mee naar Europa te kunnen nemen. In die periode zijn ook veel andere spullen gestolen en meegenomen naar Europa. Later werd dit roofkunst genoemd. De groep in het museum heeft een Afrikaanse
See, so they actually say that it was stolen themselves. But then the manager or director, he says, I feel for these people. I know what they're doing, but there's not the right way to fix this. There are, I forgot that word, it just slipped my mind. But they're going to be paid for these things, that they took. And it's going to come to the rightful owner, but not like this. Well, yeah, man. Let me just play a part of it.
De mensen zijn ook gearresteerd, dus het is er weer goed voor kunnen zorgen. En dan hopen we dat het niet nog een keer gebeurt.
Yeah, man. Let me go to the scriptures. Let me see what I got over here. Yeah, this is the video that he went live streaming, where he explained what he was doing. Yeah, let's look at the scriptures for the answers. Let me see. I'm gonna start with Job. Job 20, verse 15. He had swallowed down riches, and he shall He shall vomit them up again. Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly. You see, so he's gonna vomit it up himself. We're not gonna have to apprehend him and forcefully take it. We're gonna take the kingdom, but he is himself gonna vomit up violently what he took from us. What is rightfully ours. He shall swallow down riches, because what are these artifacts? These artifacts are riches, man. They are cultural riches. So he is selling them. He took them and he's selling them for a high amount of price, and then he gets rich off of that, of stealing, of raiding tombs, as the brother said, tomb raider. Even in the title, he's telling you that he's stealing, he's raiding a tomb, but still, when you go and watch the movie, then it's like, oh yeah, you're rooting for him. Indiana Jones, stuff like that. They're plundering places, and then they sell it to the highest bidder. And he shall vomit them up again. I want to actually add violently. He's gonna violently vomit it up again. He's not gonna want to, but he has to, because Yahweh Bahasham Yahushua is gonna make him cast it out of his belly. Let's go to Job. Job 27, verse 16. There's Job 27, verse 16. Though he heap up silver as the dust and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver. Gone. So Esau, this white man, he's heaping up all this silver and gold, he's heaping up all these riches, all these artifacts, but he is not going to put them on. He's preparing himself, to come with that new world order, to be in his glory. But Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to come with his world order, which is the kingdom, which is the rulership of the Israelites, the elect men, starting first and foremost with the elect men, and then the 1/3, and then, the rest of Israel. And we are going to have all the other nations in subjection, just like how Esau has us in subjection right now. You understand? So he's going to vomit it up. Though he heap up silver and as the dust and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on. And who are the just? In the scripture, it constantly speaks about how the just shall live by faith. And who's going to live by faith? The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Because we are the poor. We have been raped, robbed, and murdered. If you look at slavery, we have been done the worst of all these nations, man. Because Esau goes to all these nations to rape, rob, and murder. But what he did with us, he shouldn't have took it so far. The Most High is jealous. The Most High is he's gonna let him pay for that. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. Isaiah 60. I'm gonna start at verse 9. Surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring the sons from far, their silver, their gold with them, unto the name of thy power, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and the Holy One of Israel, because he had glorified thee. God, this is speaking about in the time of the kingdom. They are going to come from far, the Gentiles. They're going to bring their riches and their wealth to the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the men of the Lord. That's what the scripture says. Thus saith the Bible. Verse 10. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Gone. So now Yahweh Shem Yahushua is busy with turning his face towards Israel again. Because he was angry at us because what our forefathers did. Because if you look at the statue that this guy took, and the other statues that are there, those are idols. You see, so basically we weren't supposed to make these things and worship them and give give our children to them, causing them to go through the fire. No, man, that's not what we were supposed to do. But now Yahweh Shem Yahushai, he sent his son Yahushai, and then he shed his blood for the nation of Israel. You see? So let me read again. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. God. So these kings of these nations, they're going to minister unto us. So if you have the king of Russia, the king of America is not going to exist anymore, because that's going to be wiped off the face of the earth. But all these other nations, Elamites and Ishmaelites, Moabites, all their kings are going to they're going to build up our walls. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. God. So we are saved by grace through faith. You see, by the mercy of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, we are saved. Not of ourselves. It's not of ourselves. Verse 11, Isaiah 60 and 11. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually, they shall not be shut day or night, that men, these are the nations, may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles. And the forces stands for wealth. So these other nations are going to bring their forces, their wealth unto us, unto Yahweh Tazah, that we are of that elect. They're going to bring it to the elect men. They're going to bring it to the government. And what is the ruling government at that time? Is the elect of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And that their kings may be brought. God. And I'm going to finish it off with Revelations 21. Start at 16. Because this is how the kingdom is going to look like. We're not going to be in a poor and broke state like how we are right now. This is Revelations 21 and 16. And the city lieth foursquare, and the length is as large, and the length is as large as the breadth. And he measured the city with the reed, 12,000 furlongs. Hey, shalom, the length and the breadth and the height of it are equal. And he measured the wall thereof, and 144 cubits, according to the measure of a man, that is, of the angel. Verse 18. And the building of the wall of it was of jasper, and the city was pure gold, like unto clear glass. Verse 19. And the foundations of the wall of the city were garnished with all manner of precious stones. The first foundation was jasper, the second sapphire, the third chalcedony, the fourth an emerald, the fifth sardonyx, the sixth sardius, the seventh chrysolite, the eighth beryl, the ninth a topaz, the 10th chrysoprasus, the 11th a jacinth, the 12th an amethyst. Verse 21. And the 12 gates were 12 pearls, every several gate was of one pearl, and the street of the city was pure gold, as it were transparent glass. You see? So when the kingdom comes, that's when these Gentiles are going to bring their forces onto us. We're not going to have to be like what this guy was doing. You don't have to be as activists trying to steal our artifacts back, try to steal our gold, because they don't put our gold in the museums. Why? Because stuff like this could happen. People just come and take it, and before the cops are there, it's gone. They have taken our gold and put it in their vaults. But these things, the idols that we worshipped in that day, that our forefathers worshipped, that is what they put out in display in the museums. But the scripture says that he's going to vomit up all his silver and gold in that time. That's our silver and our gold, what he took. You see? So basically, that was the lesson, that we don't have to pick up arms. We don't have to go and violently take our artifacts and stuff back. They are going to willingly bring it to us. They're going to vomit it up. Their kings are going to put up all walls, and they're going to bring their forces, meaning their wealth, onto us. Yarotazah. So with that, I hope this video was edifying, and I want to say Kal Halal Yamla, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham Raka Kodash. Shalom Makyam.